be contested in the CFC Bantamweight division. They'll be fought over 3 5-minute rounds, and the man in charge of the action is Mr. Big, John McCarthy. And now first, in the blue corner, fighting out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He fights at Next Edge Academy, and he stands 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 132.5 pounds and has a professional record of 4 wins, 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Nguyễn. And his opponent fighting out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Winnipeg Academy of Mixed Martial Arts, Wama. He stands 5 foot 6 inches tall, weighed in at 134.5 pounds. He also has a professional record of 4 wins, 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Eric Perez.
A lot of hype surrounding Eric Perez. We hear the ovation from the crowd as he is set to take on a very tough young individual in Ben Nguyễn.
Yeah, this is going to be a great fight. Every fight that Eric Perez is in Winnipeg is a great fight. He's skilled everywhere, but he comes out and he just throws down.
One thing he does possess is a very hard head. This guy can apparently take a shot.
Yeah, I've seen him at the after parties after the last couple of CFCs, and his face was smashed up and he had the biggest smile on his face.
We are set for round number 1 underway here. A nice low leg kick by Ben Nguyễn. And there we see a block by Eric Perez as throws a big shot and he slips down to the ground. Ben Nguyễn going for a submission, possible triangle choke here. And Perez postures up and slams Nguyen down to the canvas.
Nguyen's got a little excited when Eric went to the ground. You notice there's a size discrepancy. Nguyen usually fights at 125. There just isn't a lot of competition at that size. So he probably didn't cut to 135. And Eric would have cut a little bit. So he might be the larger of the two.
Well, Nguyen weighed in at 132 pounds. And look at Eric Perez throwing some big shots at Ben Nguyễn.
Yeah, this is what we're going to see until this fight ends one way or the other, because Eric Perez, that is what he does. You throw one punch, he throws 3.
And that is definitely the way to win a round. Make sure you outscore your opponent.
Yeah, and, you know, for a lot of guys, it's a very risky proposition to just go in and trade. But Eric is confident in his chin. He's proven it to himself and to everybody else that he can take punches and throw back. So that's what he likes to do. And he's just a mentally tough individual, and this is what he likes. He doesn't come here to show, you know, some sporting techniques. He comes here to fight.
A nice body shot by Perez.
I like the way this is shaping up because Ben Nguyễn...
Beautiful combination by Ben Nguyễn. He has Eric Perez in a lot of trouble, but Perez comes back throwing some big shots of his own.
This is a fight. They've taken turns rock'em sock'em roboting each other, and Nguyen came in and landed some big combinations. Eric tucked his chin and fired back. And that is what we're going to see, mark my words, all night long.
And Nguyen forces this fight down to the ground. Perez forced the fight off of his back.
Eric trains with Curtis Brigham in Winnipeg, who's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and a high-level fighter himself, and a great guy. And so he is solid on the ground. He just doesn't, this is not where he likes to spend his time in a fight. But he'll be sound here.
And you see Nguyen scoring with some body shots, softening up Perez's body.
The word on Nguyen is that he is very skilled on the ground, so maybe watch for him to try to pass and get to a superior position.
And now into the trying
exactly
to pass.
What he is, yeah, that's exactly what he is trying to do.
Good call, Robin Black, as he gets to side control. Now the mount, possible triangle choke. And Perez just forces it off, but Nguyen showing great hip movement, not allowing Perez to pass, but the inevitable comes as Perez gets to the side mount, but now it's
almost a half guard.
It is a half guard now by Nguyen getting to that position.
Yeah, Nguyen had a moment from the back there, and he just slid right off. You know, the size made a bit of a difference, but he also just got a little bit worked up. I mean, people forget when they're watching this that you've got, look at this, the shots.
Oh, some big heavy shots by Eric Perez. This fight could be over soon.
That body shot really hurt Nguyen. You could see, and that's what opened the head up for those headshots. Like I was saying, when you watch this...
Armbar attempt by Nguyen. Oh, he takes some shots.
And that's Eric Perez thinking right there. The guy's getting up, let's hit him. On his way up, why not give him a few before he gets there?
A low leg kick by Nguyen, and Perez comes with some big shots of his own. Nguyen in a world of trouble here.
Yeah, although a very tough guy, very focused, got his hands up. He's thinking, he's standing in the pocket. Good-looking fighter, Ben Nguyễn. Really, really nice fighter, especially when you are fighting a guy like this. There's also the hometown crowd advantage. Every time Eric does anything, the crowd gets really into it.
Oh, and there we see a straight right hand by Perez, followed it up by a couple of uppercuts, and then he is just relentless, and Ben Nguyễn throws a couple of shots of his own, and Perez says, bring it, baby!
And Ben smiles at him and says, yeah, I will.
And these two are just slugging it out here. Perez taking a big, deep breath. That definitely has to take a lot out of you.
You can see why this guy is a hometown hero, why people love seeing him.
Oh, and another big shot landed to the side of the head of Ben Nguyễn.
Yep. High head kick and followed by another
Look at this.
flurry.
The fans in attendance definitely getting their money's worth.
Yeah, you can't, everybody will enjoy a fight like this. Two guys just going for it, throwing, taking shots.
And we are nearing the end of round number 1 in a very competitive fight. But you have to say that Eric Perez won that round?
I think he landed a few more. I think there's a little showmanship out of Eric Perez. Curtis urging him back to the corner. I think he landed a little more than he took, and I think right there is the difference. Ben Nguyễn had a few nice positions on the ground, and he just made a few mistakes.
One question that has to be asked, did Eric Perez gas himself out in that round?
Well, he doesn't appear to be, in elite shape, but I've seen him stand and bang like this a few times. And yeah, I'm sure his muscles are filled with lactic acid and he's feeling it, but the guy could stand and throw until one of them is done.
Because Ben Nguyễn looks okay here as Big John McCarthy checks the gloves of Ben Nguyễn.
Seems to be there's something wrong with that glove. Oh, one of the fingers was torn, so there was a piece of leather hanging. And Big John is doing the right thing. Now, if Eric Perez or Ben Nguyễn, or both of them, were gassed before, this is almost like we're going to get an opportunity to restart the first round after this break.
This will definitely benefit both fighters, but I think more specifically Eric Perez.
Well, Eric appeared to be a bit gassed, but, whether he appeared to be gassed or not, the guy threw so many shots. His body is going to really appreciate this break. And you know who else is going to benefit from this is this crowd. Because if it was going to start slower, starting the second round, it's like you get to start a first round again. And who's going to benefit more than the crowd being able to see these two guys go for it like a first round
But
again?
I look at Eric Perez, and he looks all right. He looks like he is ready to go, and Big John McCarthy says, let's get it on. Round number 2 underway between Eric Perez and Ben Nguyễn.
Both of these guys, they just touch gloves there because, honestly, the only two people in this room who know what they went through is each other.
And a takedown avoided by Perez, and Perez ends up on top here as he's relentless with his shots, but a great job by Ben Nguyễn to push Perez away. And
Nice sweep.
Nice sweep attempt by Ben Nguyễn, and very good hip movement.
Yeah, he's looking for that triangle a lot in this fight, but he seems, whether he just can't hold his position well enough or whether Eric is just explosive enough to kind of pass right through it. It's hard to tell, but he's not able to pull down on that head.
And Perez passes, and great job again by Nguyen.
Nguyen looks very, very skilled on the ground. He's made some great decisions. He's also made a few cool transitions from, back to armbar and things like that. He just hasn't finished.
What's great is this kid is not afraid to be in a firefight with the visibly larger Eric Perez.
Yeah, and now Nguyen is throwing the 6 or 7 punches, and Eric fires back with 5 of his own.
And a push kick by Perez.
Keep, if you will. Yeah, great looking fight, man.
Now big shot winged by Perez. Missed the mark. And a big shot by Nguyen.
Ben Nguyễn has been landing that counter left. He landed it a couple times in the first, and he landed a really nice one there. But, Eric takes a great punch. Like, when he gets hit, not only does it not drop him, but he doesn't seem to respond negatively. It doesn't seem to affect him mentally, and that's why he's able to fight this kind of fight.
And what's great is Ben Nguyễn is mixing up everything. We see him with kicks from both sides. Same with strikes from both sides, the hand strikes.
He's also switched stances a couple of times in this fight, which usually, or not usually, but often is a sign either that a fighter is super experienced or not experienced at all, whereas Nguyen to me just looks like a solid striking guy who probably would rather have it on the ground.
I just don't know if Ben Nguyễn has the power to match Perez. And as I say that, he stumbles Perez twice there in a great exchange, but Eric Perez just throws back again with bad intentions. We see an uppercut that was just missed the mark once again, and Perez throws the push kick again.
It's like they're identical fighters. Both guys have the same game plan, and that is throw punches until somebody falls down.
And we see Perez thinking about the bolo punch.
Or at least making Ben Nguyễn think he is. Eric is starting to tire, but I've seen him do 3 rounds before just like this. So, and he's had that break from the wardrobe malfunction, so he's in this fight.
Low leg kick by Perez, followed up by another low leg kick.
Those effective.
Into a body kick, and Perez just again throwing some big shots, working Ben Nguyễn all over his body.
And Nguyen keeps coming forward. Another thing about why Eric Perez is always in these kind of fights, yeah, he fights some fighters who have a similar style, but he draws you into his game. Something about the way that he's throwing down, the look on his face, the invitation in the way he stands, makes him say, let's throw down, and you can't resist.
I have a feeling no matter what the outcome, we're going to see both of these guys back in the Canadian Fighting Championship.
They're just both the kind of fighters you want to see. You know, not just their go-for-it style, but their fearlessness, and they're willing to take a shot, and their commitment to trying to win.
And again, both fighters always moving forward. We see Ben Nguyễn just trying to set things up, and a big shot, and Perez lands a shot of his own.
You see, Nguyen can't stand on that leg now.
Yeah, he looks,
and
Perez smells the blood, and he's pointing down. Oh, he was trying to fake it. Ben Nguyễn says, oh, you almost got me. As the two fighters show their respect and touch gloves.
He's not able to stand on that leg, and it's going to end here, I think. Either that's
another kick, and a big shot by Perez. Perez going in for the kill.
Now the knees.
Some big knees into the clinch. But Ben Nguyễn is ready to give as much as he can take as he takes a big leg kick. And the fight is dropped down to the ground. And Big John McCarthy calls the end to this fight. Eric Perez gets the TKO stoppage. And what a spectacular fight we had between two very game individuals.
Yeah, here's the knees, and they don't really get through, but they get him thinking about defending, and here comes a leg kick. And his leg was already fried at that point, and that's the end of the fight. It's great to see Eric Perez finish with some kicks. I mean, every fight I've ever seen, he punches until the guy falls down.
And the hometown fighter does it in front of his hometown crowd, and we hear them very appreciative. I'll have to say it's the fight of the night thus far.
Eric Perez has rarely, if ever, been in a fight that isn't fight of the night.
There's just over 3,000 people in this place. Amazing crowd. Let's hear it for these two guys one more time. Unbelievable fight. This fight was brought to you by Snap Fitness. Referee Big John McCarthy stepped in at 4:20 of the second round to stop it. Your winner by TKO, Eric.
Round number 2.
Again, CFC 1, Eric Perez comes in. Gunslings with a kid, comes out with a win in fight of the night. CFC 2, Eric Perez comes in, gunslings, gets hit, comes back, fight of the night. CFC 3, fight of the night so far, man. What is it? How's this going? How you feeling? I'm home. Thanks everybody for coming out. I always want to put on a show for you guys. Otherwise, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. I want to thank my sponsors, especially the City from Best Before the Beach. They've been great to me. I want to thank my brothers and my teammates from Lama. Without them, it would be nothing. First, bring on my coach. Say something about Ben Nguyễn and how tough that kid was tonight.
I had no idea the leg kicks were hurting him. I hit him with everything I had and he didn't want to go down. Just thank God that